Hi handsome and welcome to my quick public service announcement. I am here to tell you that if you are not doing so right now, stop what you are doing and immediately go and grind Luneye Hexe Sanctuary. If you are living under a rock, yesterday we got the combat overhaul patch in the game. I have a lot that I wanna say about that patch, but that will have to wait for its own dedicated video another day. For now, all you need to know is that Pearlbase changed the AP caps and the monster defensive stats in nearly every zone, and on top of that, they also made every spot into an aggress efficient spot, and changed the loot tables and drop chances of certain items in these zones. Now, while this has worked out terribly in nearly every mid to late game zone in my opinion, Luneye Hexe stands tall is probably the only zone in this category that actually got buffed. How buffed you may ask? How about 3.1 billion silver type buffed? Yeah, that's right. For only 1130 total AP, you can now be making over 3 billion silver an hour, assuming that you have Agris and the access to Marni Realm. The reason you prefer Marni Realm here is because it makes the rotation much shorter, as you will most likely end up overclearing outside of it. This doesn't mean that Hex outside of Marni or without Agris is not viable. It is. I did an hour with no Marni and no Agris just to see what the lowest point of this place can be, and still got a respectable 2 billion silver an hour. Agris consumption here is around 30,000, so you won't be able to do Agris all day every day, but since almost every spot is the same in terms of Agris efficiency today, it doesn't really matter that much. But where does this money come from, other than Agris of course? Well, Pearlbase buffed the amount of trash loot that you get here, likely to compensate for the fact that you are now killing everything slower. However, Hex doesn't really feel that much slower, which leads to nearly 30,000 trash an hour without either Marni or Agris, and over 60,000 trash an hour with both. That's already a lot of silver. On top of this, Hex now drops Kafra stones, ancient spirit dusts, and the disto earrings are now also in the actual mob's loot table, and you don't get them just from the rift bosses anymore. So yeah, there's no catches here, unlike in my Elvia Fogans video, there is no small print, all of this money is immediately convertible into silver, so go and grind here as soon as you can, because I really fear that Pearlbase is going to nerf this spot really hard. Editing me to tell you that yeah, it's already getting nerfed on global apps. Abuse this while you still can. As far as the setup goes, for consumables you can go in with something simple like this. Deep Sea should still work here, but I think it's a bit overkill. I also believe that the CC here is knockback, but even without any resistance crystals, I was very rarely, if ever, CC'd by the mobs on a succession tamer. Following the combat overhaul, Garmov has completely wiped its database, so I can't really tell you which class is supposed to be the best here, but I'm pretty sure that the classes that are strong everywhere else already will be strong here as well. I had a segment here where I wanted to go through the mechanics, but that doesn't really matter since the spot is getting nerfed in a week, so just know that you need to kill the pack twice in order to spawn a mini-boss and then you get a wave event. That's all you need to know. If you want to grind here outside of the Marni Realm as well, then this is the entire map of the zone. This was made by someone else already a couple years ago, and today you kinda want to combine at least two of these numbers that are close to each other. So these are the possible combinations you see on your screen. Obviously the spot is very contested and I would really advise to not go here on Arsha unless you just want to fight all the time, at least for the time being. Now, before I go, there will inevitably be some questions. First of all, won't the profits be lower because market is going to crash? Short term, absolutely 100%. But I already mentioned that this spot is going to get nerfed, so the influx of items from here are very likely only temporary. Barring that, Kafras are now getting tanked because of the extraction event, the spares will go up the moment sovereign offhand weapons hit the shelves, and distos will most likely also increase in price whenever we get the Prion Dawn crystals, as that is likely to dry up the essence market that we have right now. And that's gonna be it for me. Enjoy your big gains if you can, for as long as you can. I will be making a dedicated video on the combat overhaul soon, so get ready for that. Remember to like and subscribe, and enjoy your grind.